The dashboard is where like reporting is going to come into play. So this will matter more once we start creating a pipeline. But right now, there's nothing really in there. Conversations is where anybody that's replied to any messaging that we've sent them is going to come from. Calendars are, of course, our team calendars. The main calendar, Joel, we're going to be using is the ABTF recruiters calendar. It will overlay multiple calendars at the same time.
Okay.
Contacts is the main place that I'm going to be housing data for both you and Carolina. I've already put in a series of data here. And essentially how your workflow is going to look is you'll have this data and people that you've talked to or not talked to. In order to initiate a phone call, you'll click on their phone number and it's going to pull up their profile page and it's going to show any communications correspondence that's occurred with this person. This is a brand new person, so there shouldn't be any correspondence. Now it'll have its phone signal right here. I have connected a phone number to your account already. And so it should just work. If it doesn't just work, then let me know and we'll figure out what the issue is.
So we're using everything in this app, nothing to do with the Ring Central.
Correct. Yep. We were getting pushback from our corporate office on setting up Ring Central accounts. So it's just like, let's just set it up through here. So it should be intuitive in this system. If it's not, let me know. So like if you click a phone number, that's something we should probably practice before the end we get off is does your phone work? Now, if they agree to make an appointment, you go to this top bar right here that says appointments, and you'll go to add an appointment. It should default to ABTF Recruiter's calendar, and then it'll display any available times. So if they are available today, you can see the availability. If they're available tomorrow, you can select tomorrow, and it'll show their availability. Once you've got
One thing, how do we know what time zone they are? Like Eastern, Western?
I would just ask them in the
Okay.
conversation. I think, let me see if I loaded that data on their information. I would ask them because I think she's in Louisiana, this person, and I don't think Louisiana's Eastern time zone.
So I should learn the American time zones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just ask them and just say, what time zone are you in? There's only four that matter. It's Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific.
Right.
And if they say whichever, it should just be a drop down right here. Once they agree on a time, you'll just hit book an appointment. I'm going to delete this because otherwise she's going to get, what happens is they get an automated email. Hey, your appointment's been scheduled. Cancel it. The only other piece of information, there's a ton of information. So if you need anything to work off of on this left bar, there will be a ton of information about the person right here, where they're at. It would be awesome if you asked about their licensing. What licenses do you currently have? And then if there's any challenges they're currently facing. I'm going to change the name of this to something else so that it's more easily identifiable. But it's always a good starting place with an appointment to see what challenges they currently face to be able to understand that a little bit better.
Okay. Oh, about the licenses. Um, Well, I need to learn more about them, I think, because the information I've got was very basic. I
Okay.
don't know which ones I should know about.
Yeah. Good question. So we mainly deal, and all these people will have one of these licenses. So they'll either have a life, health, or a series license. Um, so these are the main two we deal in as life insurance and health insurance. Life insurance is stealing and selling life insurance. Health insurance is health insurance. And then series, what these are these are advisors. These are people that manage money or manage investments.
Is there are there any other names for the licenses? Sometimes they call it something else, so I should know what it means.
Um, Most people, those three, those series licenses, most people refer to them as series licensed. So yes, you can say, are you series licensed? And if they say, what's that? Then they're not. If they say yes, you can say 6, 7, 66, and they might say something else, and you can say other. And you can check multiple on here. So you could do life, health, other.
Okay.
All right. And then what happens is they then get booked into our recruiter's calendar, and you can kind of see that appointment there. It gets routed to a person automatically. So in this case, she was scheduled for our recruiter Amir, and it's his job to contact that person and handle it from there.
Sure. But also, the information that I get from the person that I'm calling is, do I know if there's somebody that has been called before or if there's somebody new?
Good question. So you'll be able to see it here, right here on last activity.
Right.
You'll see if a phone call was made. Additionally, when you click on their profile, you'll see any action that has occurred over any time frame. So you can see today, outbound call, appointment scheduled, appointment canceled.
Okay.
And then I think it would be helpful if there's any notes that are helpful. So for example, right next to the appointment tab right here, add a note. Client is on vacation. And so I think that's mainly for you is that next time you call, hey, how was your vacation? How did it go? We'd love to get you scheduled with somebody.
Cool.
And then this
Do,
is
do we also send, sorry, do we also send text messages or just the calls?
I think we're going to start with just calls and emails. Text
Sure.
messages are possible. I think once we've added them into our queue and into our process, we'll text them, but I'll probably wait to text people. And then typically they're going to get added to our sales funnel. I must have deleted her when I canceled her appointment. And so this is what our recruiters are going to use to manage these people, is they'll have them on their calendars and then they get added to this pipeline to figure out what step they're at.
Okay.
So that's the basics of it. I'd love to stop sharing screen and have you share your screen so we can test the phone feature.
Sure.
Let me make sure I can allow you to share. All right, you should be good. All right, great. And go ahead and click on contacts on the left bar. Click call, see if that connects.
Connects.
Does not look like it did. Go back to contacts.
Live.
Let's test my phone number because I should be in there. Go back to contacts. Did you hear it ring?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, that's good. Let's see if it'll connect. Go back to contacts and search my name.
Which one is it?
Mertes, Mertes. Might try the last name. So there's a lot of Clays.
Yeah.
M-E.
Oh, Magnus.
All right. Yep, that's my cell. Let's see if it connects.
Okay, it's up here. It's ringing. Yes, I can. Okay.
All right, cool. So that is your dial out number is that one right there where it says 727-761-2719.
Okay.
That's what people will see on their caller ID.
All right.
And then will you go back to contacts so I can see the full list? Okay. I'm gonna figure out how to make your own because I did well, actually go back to the top, scroll to the top. Click the filter button, which is next to the plus button on the kind of yeah, that one works too. Go to tags and then click is not empty. The third one down. And then click click and do a tag and do is your name. Yeah, and Joel. Okay, perfect. And then close out of that. And then highlight all the names by clicking the checkbox above all the left checkboxes, and then hit select all 7,941. And then scroll up a little bit for me. I think there's a way to create a smart list.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I have separate lists for each one of you. And I'd hate for y'all to step on each other's toes. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, because we could end up calling the same person the same date, right?
I figured it out. All right, here we go. I just had to share it with you. Okay, cool. Refresh your page. All right, now at the top it says all, and then it says Joel.
Yeah.
There we go. Those will all be tagged for you, and then you'll be able to see that specific group of contacts.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else, what else, what else.
So this is the list that I would have to start calling.
Yes, sir.
Do I go in order, or is there anything you just randomly call anyone?
I think in order, but if there's something you find that works, we trust you.
Does the list renew after a while, or how does that work?
Yep, I have essentially unlimited amount of data, so I'll renew and refresh it. What these people are these are recently licensed agents. So these are all people that are recently licensed. They've been scrubbed against the do not call list, so we're allowed to call them, and they all work in our field presently.
Even how do I? Well, I guess I have to talk with Fabricio about that. That because they want me to share the data as well, like of my progress in an Excel form. So,
Okay. So I think we're actually going to have some automatic reporting on that.
right.
And I think I can build that out. Um, but I think it gets put into, um, so I'll show you my screen real quick.
Stop sharing.
And I'm happy to give the team access to this, but we can essentially build um, reports here on appointment count.
Okay.
So for example, we've got this that shows us appointments. Um, I think I can show who created the appointment. Do you remember what their key metrics were?
No, not really. I mean, Fabricio told us a bit about it a couple of weeks ago, but
Okay, I'll talk to them
it
and
did
then I'll
not.
build a reporting feature so that way we know exactly.
Clay, I know the big thing they went off of was contacts and appointments booked from contacts.
Got it. Okay. We
Mhm.
should be able to just automatically do it all.
I might have written it down. Well, the thing is, they work in a different system and they also sort of work with each other. So a lot of the things they told me that I should do doesn't really apply because they're not going to have the same context, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
Well, a lot of the things they told me was like they were trying to make a list of do not call if there was a bad interaction or the person was just not interested in receiving calls. They add it to a list in their form.
Yep. So we can do that here as well. So for example, let's say Brooke says, do not call me anymore. The first thing we need to do is we need to add a note that says, do not call. The second thing we need to do is we need to, there's a way to remove the person. Oops. So at the very bottom, it says DND, says do not disturb. If they ask you to do not call or do not contact them, you just check that box. And then you can see the note DND, do not disturb, enabled by user. And then we can also pull that list. So we can go back here and then we can do a quick search. For anybody DND is not enabled for all channels. And then we can see the people that have opted out.
Okay. So any problems that I should expect perhaps with this app, or everything works smoothly all the time?
Hopefully it works smoothly. It's a I think something you should know is we're moving a lot of our resources over to this. So one of the big things we hope to gain from it is we hope to gain kind of this record essentially of every conversation that's occurred with that person. The big picture, Joel, of kind of what we're going to build out with it is there's a lot of automations and a lot of secondary actions that can occur automatically. So right now, when somebody books an appointment, when you book an appointment, rather than you having to type out an email, they're going to get tagged. They're going to get sent an email saying, hey, congrats on booking. Thank you. Your appointment start time. They're going to get another email right before the appointment. They're going to get another one afterwards. And then there's a whole tree of things that'll happen based on if they respond or not. So big picture, and the reason we're using this system and this service is because we can build out a lot of automations and lead flows and stuff that will recontact the person after the initial contact that you make.
It's time.
But to answer your question, yes, there's most certainly going to be something crazy or jacked up that's going to happen. And I appreciate your patience in advance, and we'll fix it. It's teamwork, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's expected to sometimes with apps.
Yeah.
Problems tend to happen. Right. So also one of the things that they do in the other guys, they call sometimes people that were in an appointment to remind them of the appointment. Do we do that here as well? Or just the email?
I don't know, Patrick, do you want to do that or do you want just the email?
I mean, so far we've had really good, consistent show rate. I mean, I would say through GoHighLevel, just sending it, make it to where it shoots them a message. I mean, I don't think we need another phone call though.
Okay.
I think people just prefer not to be called more than once.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, then that's already created. They'll get an automatic email when the appointment is scheduled.
All
And a
right.
reminder.